Hello, I'm Cody McCoy, and this is my Module 5 assignment for AEP800. Just a summary of the articles. Um, some challenges were common themes throughout multiple articles: the lack of training, time, and money. This is nothing new to teachers, though. We have tackled these obstacles before. We just need to make technology enough of a priority to really tackle them when it comes to technology and using technology in the classroom. One of the articles discussed the digital divide, which made me feel really disconnected because I had no idea that 25% of the United States didn't have access to high-speed internet. Um, I think high-speed internet is something a lot of us take for granted, especially because now so many websites are built for high-speed internet. There's so much data being loaded at one time. Videos are automatically playing. That with a dial-up connection, it would take hours for some of these websites to load, and that has led to this digital darkness, that the people that live in these areas just don't use technology the way many of us do. I think this digital divide can absolutely be resolved. It's going to take two things. It's going to take policy and it's going to take funding, and that's just those are two things that are going to happen from our lawmakers. They legislation. Our legislators are going to have to be committed to closing this digital divide. They're going to have to be committed to providing high-speed internet to these people that don't have access to it. But I understand that that's not the easiest thing. I, you know, Technology changes so fast that what is high-speed internet today may be slow tomorrow. So you have to be really, really careful about what you're providing, but still we have to do everything we can to resolve this, and I think it absolutely can be resolved. I think it's absolutely necessary. We have to do this. It's not something that I think we can put off any longer, because I think that the success of these students in these areas depends on it. We know that that people in this area often live in a low socioeconomic status, and this could be an equalizer, could be a way to help level the playing field and give them every advantage that they need to be successful. As far as skills that our students need, I personally think that we need to start exposing all of our kids to coding. And I know that not every student is going to go into a job that uses coding, but I do think that it is important. It's a very fast-growing field. I wish I knew more about it. The other thing is that our students need to be technological comfortable. Okay, technological comfortability to me means that you are comfortable enough to problem solve, that you can look at a problem in front of you and you can solve it without having to go find other people or take it to an IT guy. That if it's just a software issue or if you're just trying to figure something out, that you are comfortable enough to really get into it and try to figure it out. And kind of what goes hand in hand with that is a proper use of search engines, right? This is an essential skill that our kids need. And a reason I say that this is such an essential skill is because we have so much information at our fingertips now. We can find any information we want at the drop of a hat, but do our kids have the skills to decipher what is the good information and what is bad, what's true and what's false? Because for every correct article on the internet, there's a message board spewing poor information. So this is actually something we do quite a bit in my classroom, is work on properly using search engines and making sure that our sources are good. As far as economic impact on myself, I was privileged in a lot of ways, but my family always struggled to find high-speed internet as a child, because my family lives in a rural, it's more suburban part of Kansas now, but even today they can't get broadband internet. They have to use satellite internet, which was faster than dial-up when we got it, but it's still not really that fast. It struggles loading videos. It struggles streaming videos. But as far as my school, the school I went to, now they had really committed to using technology. They had decided that it was a priority. In 2007, when I graduated, we had Wi-Fi throughout the building. We had multiple computer labs. It was not uncommon for students to bring their personal laptops to school. I brought my laptop to school when I was a senior, and I would use it to take notes and things like that. And so I was really comfortable with technology when I graduated high school. I think that there's a lot of training that's needed. It's kind of, I think, one of the next action steps, especially in a district like mine, and we'll get to that in a minute. But teachers are not very comfortable with technology still. Um, Still, I think teachers need training in coding, even if it's just an introduction to coding, and or even to know what coding is, so that they can have those conversations with students. And ultimately, like a lot of things that we do, it comes down to what's best for our students, and are we serving our students to the best of our knowledge. My school district has financially committed to technology. It is We are properly equipped, but poorly used. For example, I would say that about 95% of my students have laptops. That's the best number it's ever been. Um, and it's still early in the year. I suspect that number will even go up. But we still have teachers in the building who will not embrace technology and not use the laptops. Um, they aren't comfortable with it. Uh, they haven't been trained in it. They're nervous about what it will do for classroom management, and so that is a big issue for teachers. Is that they need more training, and quite frankly, they need to know that they can experiment with it. That everything is not going to go perfect the first time you do an assignment fully digitally, but it's okay. Um, we can we can learn together. We are going to have to learn with the kids, with as much as technology is changing. But even just our best teaching practices, we're going to have to learn um, as we use technology in the classroom. As far as innovative practices go, there's some advantages. Our students will be better prepared for college and career. Uh, the college and career readiness is something that's being talked about a lot lately, and I think that using technology is absolutely essential to that. It allows us to be more individualized and to differentiate in our classroom more. And quite frankly, when you do something on the laptop, students today are just more engaged. They really like the computer screen in front of them. They really like having technology in their hands. And it also opens up a whole world of collaborative assignments that you can do that you couldn't do before. There are some disadvantages of innovation and of technology in the classroom. Social network addiction is absolutely real. Um, we know that the kids really are fixated by the number of likes they get on Facebook or how many people view their Snapchat, um, because it feels good, right? Because it releases dopamine, and we know that social network addiction is real. Cyberbullying happens all the time. I believe it's real. Some people don't, but the people that don't are people that have never used technology and have never witnessed it. Um, Especially in our school like ours, we have limited content control because they have decided to not block any websites so students can go to whatever they want. Um, and inappropriate advertising. With kids on the internet so much, um, they may get advertisements in front of them that are not school appropriate. When it comes to experience with internet in my classroom, I have had cyberbullying happen in my room. It's a constant. It's a constant issue. You have to continuously monitor the laptops being used in your room, um, and that's probably the most difficult part of using the laptops is the monitoring piece. But it's absolutely feasible. Um, and I have had inappropriate internet use in my classroom. I see 120 students a day. Uh, there are obvious issues with that. So when you see 120 high schoolers a day, it's bound to happen that at some point one of them is going to use the internet inappropriately, and you just have to handle it. It's best to handle. Sometimes it's best to handle it discreetly, but it does absolutely have to be handled because using the internet properly and appropriately is a skill that our kids need. Um, Thank you so much. This concludes my AEP800 Module 5 assignment. Have a nice day.